So I wanted to talk about a couple of things, just from a couple of things I've seen, a lot of things I've seen on the internets. Really crappy people commenting really crappily, or just really crappy comments coming from a really crappy time in a decent person's life. How many times do you think I can say crappy in one video? I was kind of reminded of this because of a post that Ava from Hold I Am Ava put it on Twitter. She was talking about the VMAs or something like that, the Emmys. And somebody jumped, a whole bunch of people jumped all over because her tweet was publicized, and they just, without knowing her or the context of the situation really, according to what they were saying, just said terrible things about her as a person and just jumped all over her intelligence, stuff like that. Of course, she took it like a champ and publicized all their idiocracy. And this is not a scientific study, but from what I've seen of these crappy comments, once again, let's put the crappy count one more tick forward. The main demographic is people like me, white guys, 21 and over, entitled white guys that haven't been through anything and feel like their opinion matters the most. Here I am with the camera. Whoops. And I guess to further that irony, Hank Green posted an unedited video to help people have footage to edit and be helpful in that way, but it was about anonymity on the internet and these terrible, terrible comments as to whether these people are just holding back, and generally good people, but they're just holding back in real life, and once they become anonymous on the internet they can just let loose, or if they're just generally crappy people. And he came down to there are just generally crappy people. And my thinking is, whichever stance you take on that, the second one is true. If you're a generally good person when you're in public, but once you get anonymous on the internet, you say anything and harass people, verbally abuse people, angrily and sexually, and this awful thing. If you can do that, then you're the crappy person. Like, you're the crappy person all the time. If it doesn't show sometimes, that doesn't matter. I don't mean you, because more than likely if you're watching this video, you're not a bag of garbage. There's a demographic that I fit into that is predominantly the people that are doing this, you know, the white dudes, mostly just dudes. And there are also a very strong correlation as to who is receiving the most harassment. The ladies are receiving tons of harassment, a lot of it awfully perverse and sickening, and it makes me so angry, like just Hulk smash rage angry, that I've had daydreams that would curl Voldemort's crappy rotten toes. I want to know what happened to them in their life where they think any of that could be okay at all. Like, even okay, not like, you know, great and positive, because they obviously do it so much that they think it's a wonderful addition to the world. I want to know what trauma they went through in their life. So if I ever meet them face to face, I can add some more trauma to that. And I'm not generally a violent person, but something about this really brings out just a lot of inside of me. And the other thing I was thinking about were tattoos. Mike Falzone made a video about tattoos. This is just to lighten up the mood, really, because I just need to bring myself back down from all that anger you just saw in my face. There's always the joke about, like, oh, you better not get that tattoo, because when you're 90 it'll look like crazy bad. What 90-year-old that you've ever met or heard of gives a crap, another crap count, about what their body looks like? They're 90. What are they, in a swimsuit model competition? No. And they will especially not give a crap about their tattoo. This of the Mayflower of the Civil War that they were in, that was chiseled by Father Abraham with some ink made out of wild berry. So that's my thoughts on that dumb joke that was written by Jeff Foxworthy. So in the comments, what are your thoughts on how to solve the problem that I was talking about before with the anonymous hate-mongering awfulness? And if you don't feel like doing that, because it just brings you down, it brings me down, it makes me really, just goes to a dark place. What do you think about tattoos? Just as a little announcement, I will be going to an every other week schedule instead of every week, because I won't be able to keep up with it with school. So that's pretty much that, but the video quality will be a lot better than me just walking around with a camera like this and just saying crap that comes off the top of my head. I'll have time to write stuff down and get things in focus as per not my last two videos. Hope you have a great week.